Good afternoon, everyone. Just adjusting the camera a bit, sorry. There we go. I think we're good now. Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope everyone had great holidays. I didn't come on because before Christmas, everybody knows I was sick with the COVID pretty bad, and by the time I got somewhat better, I hadn't done anything to prepare for Christmas. And so I ran around trying to get all Christmas done, and then I just kind of wanted to enjoy the family and doing Christmas stuff and that. So I just took some time just to do Christmas, and I had a couple orders that I needed to work on. So I just, I just craft quietly and then spend time with the family and things like that. So it's a new year. I'm trying to do some planning. I'm trying to do be more consistent. I try to be consistent, guys, but life happens and, such and forth, and like getting COVID and knocking me off my feet. So I'm trying to plan a little bit in advance. And I'm going to yawn because I turned on the camera. We know that. So today we're going to be using our stamps. Some people may have a lot, some people may not. These are just some wooden stamps, and I just remembered I had a couple over here I wouldn't mind using, so I'm going to grab those ones. A lot of my stamps, I think I bought this one and this one and this one. This was a Christmas gift. I found this at the Goodwill. And I have a bunch of other stamps that I've got to pull out and see if there's anything I would use. And like I bought this one a long time ago. And I kind of didn't buy a lot of more wooden stamps. I only buy the wooden stamps because they're so much more expensive than regular stamps. I'm just going to put these over to the side. I have my color inks in front of me. My biggest problem right now is I need a really good black, so I'm going to have to invest in one of those. And my favorite one to really use is walnut, but even when I re-ink it, it's still dry. I don't know what I can do to fix that. I'm going to have to see if there's any suggestions, because I hate throwing it away. So I've got this little tiny ones I pulled out. I always forget about. I pulled those out, and then I got a pile. And then I'm trying to remember if I put my 3 new stamps in here. I got this for Christmas in my stocking. I got this one in my stocking for Christmas, and that one in my stocking for Christmas. So you can see I have, my stencils shouldn't be in there. This is supposed to be just stamps only, but we'll just put those over there. So these are ones, I've slowly collected over time, and I think I've got a few more on my Temu list. And I try my best when I'm buying from Temu with stamps. If I know it's been, if it's, it's been stolen, I try not to buy it. Some of these are just dollar store stamps. These ones all come from Dollar Tree when I can grab them. We don't get the selection. So we're going to use stamps, and I think this is going to be a 2-parter because I've all kinds of ideas running through my head. So we're going to be doing stamps because first I want to introduce you all the supplies. So grab your stamps, whatever you have, whatever you like to use. I know there's a couple stamps I really want that later when I purchase them, I'm going to probably do another Stampin' Up. Sorry guys, my psoriasis is really bad on my one hand, and no matter how much cream it on, it just keeps cracking open on me. It's just the time of year. It happens. And then what you're going to grab is different types of paper. I have this, and I'm not sure where I got this one. I think this was, believe it or not, a part of an envelope, and I saved it. Because it has a really neat feel to it. I want to try it, even I'm not going to keep it as a coffee filter. I'm going to rip it open. But again, this coffee filter has a really neat feel to it, so I thought it would be good. I grabbed 2 pieces of scrapbooking paper for those that may not have other stuff. paper bags I grabbed. I'm just sitting them down to the side. We'll get it to it all. Now I have a printer, so I was able to print some different grungy looking papers to stamp on. I grabbed a piece of dyed paper. I don't have much, or I would do more on dyed paper. Unfortunately, and it's so hard to dye here down in the basement. It takes forever to dry. So it takes me almost a day just to do 10 sheets. Day and a half by the time it's dry. So I have those I printed. I have my box of scraps behind me as well. Scraps are great to use it. This is pattern paper. Believe it or not, this is the only pattern paper I have. Don't ask me why I don't have more pattern paper. I need to buy some. And then I did pull a selection of, I got some book pages. These are some of my scraps just laying around on my desk. Cardstock, different things like that. So those are some scraps I just pulled out. You can grab music paper, which I have a scrap of, but I brought this because I might want more of it. So I just brought it over. If you have ledger paper like this, you can stamp on it as well. Just some ideas. This is a vintage, well, it's not like super vintage. It's from Zellers here in Canada. Zellers has been gone for almost 8 years, and so this is like pretty old, but it's a really nice paper. And I had a scrap of it somewhere, and I was going to leave it here, but I don't know where I put the scrap of it now. Instead of ripping, because I've only got a few sheets, so I try not to use it too often because I like to use it in as pages in my journal. Then I lucked out at the Goodwill. I got this calligraphy paper, which is really nice. So I'm only going to take one sheet of that out, and I'm going to pull that out right now. I'm going to put that there. And then I thought this quilting book, but maybe because what I can do, I've debated, because this is great to put in a journal when it's one blank side. So I just thought I'd pull it out to see. Like this, I'm going to pull this one out. So you might try using that, but again, book pages of any sorts. I have a lot of scraps, and then I have this full, so I'm not going to rip any more book pages out. So these are some of the things I'm going to use. The reason this might be two parts, because I've got different things I want to try that I've never used. I yesterday went to the dollar store, which are Dollarama, and I found these metallic paints. I've been wanting to buy some off of Temu, and there they were at the dollar store. And this does not come out of here very easily. Let's just say that. So I doubt it going back in the box. The sad part is, holy crow. Now I might still buy the ones from Temu, because unless I put it right back in this box, I could just open that. But so there's the ones in some different colors. See, that's why. And then I got ones with different golds. There's a copper, a bronze, one called, oh, better put my glasses down. That might have saffron, yellow, champagne gold, eggshell, and a pewter. To me, that's silver. And this one's called vintage gold, which vintage gold isn't on this one. And then I've got graphic black, moss green, cobalt blue, grape purple, and a rose pink, but they're all metallic. So I might try to use that. Plus then I just have, and it's a well-used ink watercolor pad. If I can open it. Why am I having, there we go. So I've got all those colors too. So we're going to try some different things out, and I have some other things as well. So there might be 2 or 3 days of stamping, plus I'm going to show you another thing that I do. It's called a masterboard stamp. And I'm going to show you that, and that takes some time. So that'll be, so we're going to do a few videos on stamping, and we're also, and then how we can use them. And then I'm going into cluster making, and I'm going to do probably 5 days of cluster making. I'm going to start back Merry Monday. I'm probably going to take a break January and February from Merry Monday because I'm like so much Christmas. I need a break from the Christmas ephemera for right now. And only reason February is because I'm going to be gone for 14 to 15 days in February. So February is basically a write-off. So I'll come back, and when I come back in March, we'll start back up Merry Monday. I just need a break from the Christmas. And I think everybody else may need that too, especially because I was doing it so much just before Christmas. And we're going to do some other things. We might talk about some storage things. I did that last year at the beginning. I've done some new storage things. And so we might talk a little bit about that. And one of the things I need to do is these are my stamped images I already have done, except for I put some extra stuff in there. And I keep them like this, but they're not easy to get to. So I need an idea of how to do this better so I can get to them easier. And then this sits sits inside a drawer on the back of my room. So it's not my first thing that I go and get. And I want to use them more, especially since I've been watching videos on how, and I'm looking at better ways to use them. I love using them in clusters. I don't think I have any right now in cluster form. Let me double check though to see. Let's see if I have any. I have surprise packs, and these clusters were going in the surprise packs. So that's why they're sitting here. This is a, I don't know if you can see it. This is a stamped image, but it's done on a masterboard. So that's that. This is both a digi and a stamped. My glasses just fell down. Let me put them there. I don't think I have any more in here. I think I don't have any more in here. Huh. See that? How quickly I use them all. Oh, one other plate. Oh, I slid too hard. I got a good momentum there. Let me check my other. I like to keep clusters. So there's a stamped image on a cluster. And I do it both ways, where I stamp it and then glue it. Sometimes I'll just make the paper cluster all together and then stamp right onto the cluster. I did that here, so you see the stamp is right over the staple. So they're great. Again, that's a stamped image. So those are some ways, and we're going to go through the different ways I use them. That's just a quick little show and tell. I also do sell them, and for those that do it, and if you're part of Junk Journal Craft and Chat, we're going to be doing a stamp swap. The only thing I don't have available from me right now, I do have the fabric, except for my ink. My inks aren't strong enough for the fabric. I tried one out yesterday, and it's so faded. So muslin and like old sheets or pillowcases, perfect for stamping on. So I want to do some of that, but I need to order a better ink for it because my ink isn't strong enough. So the first thing, let's start. I want to dry something off. I want to try something. It's just something I thought about, and I'm gonna just take opening lids with that one hand. It tears it when I have to open it. Let's take a whole page. And I'm just going to grab, I only have a small paintbrush here. Should have grabbed one of my bigger ones. I did bring water just in case. But what I thought is I'm not going to do it on the whole page. I'm just going to put, and I did this so that it can dry. And I want to do one, I might have put too much on that. Maybe I leave that. The reason I'm doing that right now is It doesn't take long to dry. That's the good thing about this is just acrylic gesso, and it's not very thick. Where's this one? And I want to take, and I'm going to do just some circles. It's just something I'm going to try. I don't know how it'll work. This is why we're going to try some new ideas that I haven't done before together. Okay, so we'll let those two dry. Put the paintbrush in the water. I'm just going to do that up for now. And again, a good thing that you can do with that is if you know, do a bunch of different papers in with some gesso on, set it aside, let it dry. You know what, guys, I'm going to see if I can, give me 2 seconds. Wow, this is really hard to open. Oh, it's got tape on it, so that new one will have to wait. I have this one that's really good, but when I'm crafting, I can't use it. It's like very oily. And I'm trying to see, I think that's all I'm left. I've went through 2 hand creams so far. Oh, I got another one here. That other one, and I have to try to find as natural as possible because they're open sores, especially right now. If the cream's got any perfume or anything in it, it'll dry in there quickly. And people always say, you're not using enough. If you know how much hand cream I put on this hand, like I should have the softest hands in the world. But it's just winter time is really, and it's funny. Look at, one hand gets it really bad, one doesn't. And I've got blotches on my face that I get it, and the back of my neck. And my elbows are bad. And it's kind of on a little bit of my arms too. Oh, don't put that down there or I'll never find it later when I need it. Okay, so let's start stamping. What I'm going to try to do first is I think I'm going to grab a piece of this. I was trying to do it nice and straight. Why that mattered, I don't know. Let me grab one of the things we're going to try is doing some layering, but I don't know if I have enough stamps for the layering like this lady did. But I might pull out stamps and organize to do that. So for now, I'm just going to grab out, oh, I know I brought, one of my favorite colors is the worn lipstick, but I'm not sure. Now, again, remember, guys, things might not work. It's a stamp. You know, if it doesn't work, you move on. I'm hoping I'm staying in screen here. See, that's really light, but, and you got to try to make sure to let it dry, especially with the oxide ones. All right, I should have brought a wipe. Don't know if I have. I have that little package here. For some reason, I seen it yesterday when I was cleaning, looking for something and going through this. Oh, you should see, I got this for Christmas. It's a beautiful journal. Oh, and I'm actually using it. This is the first journal I've ever written in that's been made. This is my 2024 journal. I'm going off. I'm sorry, guys. I'll get right back to it. So this was made by Pascal. I put a cluster in it already. She left it so I could decorate. Beautiful. She knows my favorite color is purple. But I started it off with my goals for 2024. And so I just put that at the very beginning in this pocket. My goals that I have. And then I've not done much in it yet. I'm going to put I'm trying to find the right kind of quote. I'm trying to be consistent this year. That's my word for this year, consistent. So on here, this is for me because building a business, and especially a crafting business, everybody's like, oh, that's never going to, right? So my, in, instead of letting the negative, actually, I can. That's my for me this year, actually being consistent, and actually I can grow my business. I can build a business. And then this is a scrappy notes I made. And what I did, and I haven't filled it because it's gonna have a few in it. So I had a few quotes. I think it's time to be happy again. That's for me because I find with my depression, I end up dwelling on the sad things more than the happy things. So that's one of my things. Don't follow your dreams, chase them. And this is a dream for me, is building my crafting business, my YouTube channel. So I'm not just following them, I'm chasing them. And I dated it so when I go back, I can add more quotes or something that I see. And I might end up with a few of these throughout my journal through the year. So that's all. And then I just put a verse here, a Bible verse, because with me, I love my Bible verses. Let all that you do be done in love. And that is something I've always strived in my life, is everything I do out of love and for love. I show Jesus's love through the way I love. And so that quote was just, let all that you do be done in love. And that goes for my crafting business. I love my crafting business. I love my customers. I love my YouTube followers. And so that I just had to show that off. Sorry. You all know me by now. I go off on, oh well, I can't find, oh, and you know it's another thing to save? If you get manila envelopes, I do stamp on them. I actually have a big one that is going to turn into tags, and that I forgot to put something in somebody's order and I couldn't get it open. This two things I can do with this one. This one could is probably most likely going to become a cover for a signature. But these are great to stamp on too, and age up. Really good to stamp on and age up. So that, as you can see, really isn't dark enough. So this probably be better for more, maybe something like this. Now again, I need some nice, some nice good dark. I need to add Tim Holtz ink pads here in Canada. Well, where I am, are hard to find. I try to find them reasonably, but even Amazon doesn't carry a lot of them. And you have to wait sometimes months before you can get them. It's the unfortunate. And my Michaels here doesn't carry them. And even online, I found them hard. So this might not, maybe what I'll do, sometimes I take and I add the black in there too. I definitely need a black. I'm pressing hard. Normally you don't have to, but because, oh, that's not bad. And, you know, this is very thin, so this will, you know, you have to be careful of where you're going to put that. I wish my vintage, my walnut stain one was good. I thought I brought, oh, boo-boo, I didn't even see you in the box. Hi, baby. Jacob came home today. I'm just going to try a little one here, just to see how this one, maybe I should have inked it up before I did this. Yeah, it's not, on certain it'll be okay, but on darker paper it's not going to be so. It's not going to be so. But that's maybe all we need to do. Vintage tea dye. I'm just going to drop a couple of dabs on here. Boop. The problem is, I think the pad itself are getting too dry. Now I learned something recently, and I will start doing this now. I always store, I always store my ink pads this way, but I was told to start storing them this way so the ink stays to the, so I'm going to let that sit for a second and fade in. I'm just going to stick this back here for now. And I'm going to grab this. And this one will be pretty on this paper. This paper is so nice now that I found, I lucked out in the price on it. I want to buy it even in, if I have to pay regular price. Stamping on it's nice. Printing on it is really nice. See? I'm going to make a couple in this color. Only thing I wished I would have grabbed. Okay. I'll do I think it's too small. Oh, this one will work. Cardstock. This is just a scrap piece of cardstock left over. Oh, it looks really nice on that. Really nice. We're just going to put that up. We're going to come back to that. I just want a plain paper for a second. I just wanted to show something really quick. Two things. I think with this one, I wouldn't even have to use acrylic paint. I'm going to put it here. We're going to test it, guys. Okay. Because I think if I take just a paintbrush, did I wet it? Yeah. Yes, Pika. I don't know if you can hear her. And then if you take a little water, yeah, because of the ink. But if you don't have, if you have a permanent ink, then this might not work as much. I'm just going to take a little of the off of there because I don't want to lose how pink that is. And I have done that before. You just got to be ready. Sometimes I take it from the side here. And you can come in. And, oops, side, Christina, side. Right? You can come in and just lightly. But you have to be careful, not too much water, or it'll just blend all the lines in, right? So you have to be careful of that. But if you wanted to add a little bit more, this is when some of that metallic color might come in handy. I'm just going to dab it lightly. Just to add some. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. If we lose the lines too much. Now let's try it. Just we're going to go to this one. We're just going to try it. Oop, while we have it open. I'm going to take just this brown. This also might be better on a like a watercolor paper, but I mean the paper will dry, not a big deal. Okay, so we can take the brown, and it's a permanent. I'm just gonna let it dry for a second. I like it even in the brown, believe it or not. I really do. That flower is a beautiful flower. It's one of my favorites to use. And I have another really favorite flower that I'm going to pull out and stamp with next. If I can find it really quickly. I never remember which one it's on. Come on, there's one of my favorites, but where's the other favorite? Maybe I have to pull it up. I swear I need a bigger table for filming so all of this can sit beside me. Oh, there it is. Like, I'm kind of going all over the place, but first I should have just stamped all the images. That's the first thing. We're going to do some more flowers. We're just going to test this out really quick, guys. And then I really want to go with just all acrylic pink here. I'm just going to give this a good wet and see what happens. And my brush is pretty dry. I don't want a lot of water because I don't want to soak it. And depending on how you, like, if you're going to cut around this, then you could go outside of the lines if you wanted to. Depending if you're going to roughly cut around it or you're going to cut it. Ooh, that came out pretty cool. It's got a really nice tone to it. So, now that we just played that with that for a second. Okay, so there's a couple. We have this space here. We're not going to waste space. So I'm just going to pull out this flower. And these are ones I use quite often, especially these. I use them. I don't know if I can get one more in there. I think I can. When I'm doing these, I tried to use up, I have a few different sizes. That way, none of the paper really goes to waste. Now, it all depends. If I was tearing around this, I couldn't do that because you would need space to tear, but I'm going to fussy cut those all out. So, nice simple flowers. And you can do them in different colors if you want. This one, I might, here, we're going to do this. We're going to take it because it's got the pink. Oops. Yes, I should wash them off in between, but I don't always worry about that. Sometimes I'll get a hint of pink in there. Doesn't bother me. Oh, I hope I'm in camera. So because of the background, the ink, brown ink is nice too. Just to give it a little bit different. So there we go. Where's that other one I said I wanted to use? Now, this is one of my favorites. And I have to make more because I've used them all. I use this one so often on all kinds of different things. Now, with this one, I didn't bring my green. Oh, boo-boo, I'm going to have to slide you just a bit, baby. Sorry. I forgot my green ink. Okay. There you go. Back you go. Now, it's not always easy to do this, and it's not going to be perfect, and you have to kind of accept that sometimes. It's not always going to be perfect. Just checking to make sure I got all the flower. And this one, sometimes it takes time because you gotta just take it slow. And sometimes you'll get the pink up here. Sometimes I'll just take my fingers lightly and do that. pull out the green. Now you don't have to do this if you do it all in brown. That is, you can do as well. See? You might hear some banging. Andre's cooking, so I'm afraid what the kitchen's going to look like afterwards. He decided he wanted to make gumbo. Why gumbo? I don't know. He must have been watching something. Okay. Now the green. Like I said, in Junk Journal Craft and Chat, we'll probably do a swap of this. This is a nice, easy swap. It won't be expensive, whether you're mailing to US or Canada or even international, because it'll be flat. So it's easy to do. There we go. There's a couple of those. Now I've been using the same pink. So let's pull out another color here. Pickled raspberry. It's not pickled. It's picked. Picked. I have pickles on the brain. If you know how much pickles I've been eating the past 2 weeks, I love pickles. And we found this brand right now of gherkin pickle. Gherkins is my favorite. And normally they're sweet, but this gherkins has got a nice little bite to it. Oh, I think in 2 weeks we've gone through one full jar and now a half a jar. And like today for my lunch, I had some leftover canned chicken, so I made a chicken salad and cut those pickles up into it. And cut green peppers and, yellow peppers and some cucumber. And I got some crackers. And I made myself like a little chicken salad with gherkins in it and then ate it on. It's the same pink. It's a pink, but this is more vintage. I call it a vintage pink. Well, it's called Worn Lipstick, and I love it. It's one of my favorite colors. I use it, and I also have this one, a velvet, Victorian velvet. I love as well. It's really nice. Let's do a small one, and I'll show you. And I do have a habit of doing a lot of the same color. It's the worn velvet is really nice too, and it will look good, like even on, like sometimes on a music page, because it's not dark enough to show on the letters. You would lose it in there, but around the edges to get that more vintage look. And again, it can be done on anything you want. I think I want to punch one more of those. I think I'll do a couple of those in. This is sometimes what you can do is you just grab the one stamp you're doing and then just pull out the colors and then stamp. Oh, that goes on there. Because the worn lipstick is still pretty bright on there. I don't have baby wipes, but I have a makeup wipe here. That'll work. Every once in a while I give them a good clean. I have a Stampin' Up! Stamp cleaner. I'll pull it out and give them all a good. My computer stopped. As you can see, we're not getting it. I'm doing too much. I did too much rambling on about other things. But we're going to do this for a few days, we're going to play around with stamping. So there's those ones. I really like those. Now, let's put this color away. What other color do I have here? I love the Seedless Preserve one, but again, this is a very juicy stamp. I don't know if I'll ever have to re-ink this one. I need another grape, another type of purple. I'll need a lilac one. That's what I need in this. There we go. Oh, that's really nice in that. Now, I do this, and other people would probably have a heart attack. I mix my stamps all the time. Because sometimes I'll add the brown into it to give it a bit of a different tone. So what I did is I first inked it on that, then I went to the grape, and then I went back to the brown, because that grape, this seedless one, oh, here comes Pika, is so juicy. Right, this time it got more brown. But you play with the colors you have. You try things. Again, it's paper and ink. If it doesn't work out, oh well. And sometimes, oh, I gotta move that. I just put, okay. Put that one aside. Let's grab this one. You know, it's funny is these are like the same color, right? I just had the one stamp pad, and now I can't find it. I mean, not stamp pad, this, my bigger one. Where did I put it? Pika, are you sitting on it there, baby girl? It has a stamp on it. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, Lord. It can't have gone far. Pika, baby, I don't really need your help right now. Oh, it's right in front of me, guys. Don't mind me. Don't mind the crazy lady. So let's try this in the purple. And now the green. I need other colors. I have a lot of pink, a lot of purple. I have a nice red too. Okay. I'm afraid of Pika stepping. Oh, I have had footprints of ink along my desk. Let's put it that way. And there's the purple in that. And I'm going to do another purple. Purple. Okay. I'm going to clean that off. The one thing. Okay. So there's that. I don't need the green for right now. So let's put the lid on the green. Yes, Pika. Hi, pretty girl. You guys can't see her, but she's right beside me, sitting on my stamps and my papers, cleaning her tail. Not on the papers. There, on the cloth. There we go. So we're going to take this one off for now. Bring this one in. I have a habit of using these flowers the most. These are the ones I like the most. I have other flower ones, but for some reason, I seem to like these ones. How beautiful is that? Woo, woo, woo. Love it. Love it. Now you could do, like, I'm only doing a couple of these because I don't, I want to show you other stamps. But like I could do, I didn't pull out other. Now with this purple, let me show you. We'll move this paper for now. And again, with the oxides, you have to be careful because they do need time to kind of dry. Or they can smear, especially when you get a purple one like I have. Now, with the music paper, because this purple is so dark, and I think this one is a good one to use on this type of paper. It works out well. And again, even with the book pages, and sometimes I like to get a little bit of book page and a little bit of the plain. So it works because it's a nice dark color. It works well on other type of papers. Even, let's see this one. This one I just found, and I'm going to be using it a lot. I like how they were able to do all the textures and scan it so beautifully. That purple is such a deep color, and it's such a good, this purple is such a good ink pad in general. Now I have to get a new cloth because that purple really sucks up. Move that over there. Now let's just put that purple away. Now, see, this is when some of these flowers might look really good on some of this vintage paper, is I want to get it over. And sometimes you have to, like this one I might end up tearing versus cutting. And I'm going to try to get some of that rustic part of it in there. It's not very dark. So this is what I mean. My browns aren't very dark. But it doesn't look terrible. But it definitely needs, and that's with fresh, me just inking it up, putting new ink in it. All right, but it will turn out, I think. Do I have any? Let me see. I have boxes and boxes of scraps over here. The reason I'm not using that one is it's double-sided. And this is where you can pull out your scraps too. Because a lot of times I use the double-sided to make those scrappy pads. I think it'll fit on here. So I end up with lots of little papers with stamps on it. Sometimes, like right now, when my stamps are a little out of control, I'll go in. Now with this, what you could do, I don't do it with a lot of my light. I'm going to try it with this. You can tell it's the color I don't use much because, and I have two of these. I don't know how I ended up with two. I think I accidentally ordered two. There, see that yellow and brown? It actually looks really good like that. Really like that. Now, don't worry about this. Sometimes if I just do that. I don't worry about it much, guys. It is what it is. So there, I got that nice browny yellow. I think I'll do some more of those. Where's that paper I just had? Let's do some of those on here. Really like that together. I'm going to go in and do a little bit different where I do the brown and just the yellow. That just comes out with the yellow, which is okay. But I like the mixture of the brown and the yellow together. I think we'll try one of these. We did one of those. Oh, I have this one. Let's see what this one. This is one of my first flower stamps I ever got. And I don't know how good it is anymore because I'm going to give it someone told me a soapy sponge bath. Oh, that goes there. Not bad. Not bad. I don't use a lot of yellow. I'm just going to put that there for now. Get the grape. Festive berry. Let's try the festive berry. And I'm not going to clean the yellow off because the festive berry is another one of those ones that I have. It looks more like a faded, I always think of faded blue jean, but in like a reddish tone. All right, let's try that with this. And let's stick one here. There we go. Now that's a nice full page. So we'll put that off to the side. Lots of flowers. We're going to put that off. Now I'm just going to pull this out. What I thought where I put this, two things I'm going to try. One, I'm going to take this one first. Let's do one in red since it's right here. And just stamp over the white. And I want to try this one. I need to buy some more stamp things so that I don't have to take, if I'm doing 2 or 3 of different stamps. Only reason I'm putting some of those stamps back up there so I don't overdo my desk. Now, even if the white spots aren't big, I think it'll still look neat. Let's do the brighter pink. That's pretty. That one turned out really neat in that color. So let's do another one of those pinks. Yes, some of them are small and it doesn't have to, white doesn't have to be covering it all, is how I feel. Okay. Boop, boop. Where's my lid? Oh, I didn't even know there was a stamp in there till now. Why there's a stamp in my thing there, I don't know. Okay. Then what I thought, and it may not work with this, because these aren't, I I don't think I can make these wet enough, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it, guys, together. Here we go, trying to open one of these again. They are not going to go back in there, I can say that much, because these boxes aren't the best. In the recycle bin. I took all this paper out to do all kinds of things. And this time I want my thing nice and oops. Nope, it's not going to work. I was hoping it's not going to work. I could get a splatter. Okay, so that didn't work. Well, you know, you never know. But the reason I tried that is because I'm so low on it. And the Amazon here in Canada, this has been sold out. You can spray it, but sometimes I don't want that full spray. Maybe now I can take a brush. I wanted it to look like that, but it didn't work. Well, it didn't ruin them. I just want it like splatters. That's what I was trying to do. Oop, well, that splattered good, didn't it, guys? A little too good there. But I could take it. We'll see how it goes. You never know till you try something, right? Oh, I should check how much time we've been talking away doing this because I'm in the moment. How much time we've got left. Oh, it's almost time for to say bye. I can tell you that we are going to be doing more stamping for the next few days. I might even do a second part in right now. Just, there we go. I actually like how that turned out. And in this case, we're going to shut off as I'm talking, guys. I'm not going to, I'm going to tear around this. Make it a little rougher looking. And we're going to come back with a part 2 today. And there might be part 3, and there might be a part 4. We're going to stamp and stamp and stamp. But what I might do, there we go. Right, and then you take it and you ink those edges up. And you could tear that more if you want. I don't know if I want it to look like it has a tail. And there you go. All right, so there we go. All right, guys, I'm going to say bye on this video, and I'll see you on the next video as we continue on. This way, if I do it in 2 separate videos, you can watch them as you go. All right, I'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you for joining me. Hope I'm not boring you. I hope I'm giving you some great ideas. All right, bye for now.